Mr. Munthe, Employers Delegate Norway, to come to the podium and address the conference. And also, may I request Mr. Kali Chan, Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations, Employment and Training, Mauritius, to kindly be ready. Mr. Munthe, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Madam President, for giving me the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to address the ILC in its centenary session on behalf of not only the Confederation of Norwegian Enterprise, NHO, which I represent, but also the employers in the other Nordic countries, Denmark, Finland, Iceland and Sweden. The Nordics are and have always been faithful supporters of the ILO since the organization was established 100 years ago. The concept of tripartism and social dialogue is deeply rooted in the Nordic societies. So it's no wonder that we believe in ILO and its tripartite structure. This year, both the Prime Minister of Sweden, Mr. Stefan Löfven, and the Norwegian Prime Minister, Mrs. Erna Solberg, have already been in Geneva and made interventions in plenary of the conference. To illustrate that we from the Nordic countries put a lot of effort into our work towards the ILO, I would point to the fact that for many years our countries have had 3 places on the ILO's governing body, one from the government, one from the workers' benches and one from the employers' side. This period I have the privilege of serving as the employers' member of the GB. It is also worth mentioning that the Nordic countries every year contribute substantially to the ILO budget. The centenary is a milestone for the ILO, being the oldest one of the UN specialized agency. Of course, it is of vital importance that this year's conference will be a success, which can provide useful building blocks for the years to come. As part of the centenary celebration, the Global Commission on the Future of Work was established in 2017. We in the NHO were very proud when our former CEO, Mrs. Kristin Skogen Lund, was appointed a member of the Commission, one of the very few from the employers' side. As most of you will know, the report from the Commission was launched in January this year. The report stresses the urgency of adapting to change and the need to act, while it takes into account the divergent realities of working life around the globe. In our view, it is important to underline that the report embraces the diversities in the form of work. Furthermore, the report rightfully underscores the importance of skills, upskilling and reskilling in the fast-changing working life, and points to the importance of supporting people through work transition. The report also refers to the fact that in many countries there is a need for strengthening the social protection systems. But at the same time, the systems have to be sustainable. Some of the proposals from the Commissions are costly, and the report is rather vague when it comes to the financial aspect. Who should pick up the bill for these proposed reforms? Moreover, from the Nordic employer side, we would have liked that the report from the Commission to a larger extent had emphasized the importance of a thriving business sector. More jobs are needed in many parts of the world today. In order to achieve this, a policy for creating and strengthening a competitive and enabling business environment is essential for a dynamic private sector to invest in enterprises that can create more jobs. The future of work is not only about workers' rights. It is also about policy for stimulating sustainable economic growth. Furthermore, we shall emphasize emphasize the importance of the involvement of the social partners also in these issues. At this year's conference, the report of the Global Commission is one of the documents, but not the only one, that should serve as a basis for the discussion aiming at reaching an agreement on a centenary declaration. The Nordic employers hope that there will be a fruitful debate between the three groups and that we, by the end of next week, have reached a compromise so that we can adopt the centenary declaration and resolution to accompany it. We need to wish ourselves the best of luck with the task. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.